Elden Ring. Best game of the last 10 years. Maybe longer. Depends. Again, on your perspective and what you think is good. But you don't have to force yourself to come back and play it. I've this popular discourse around if it's so good, why am I not playing it anymore after I've beaten it? You know, I played 200 hours of Elden Ring or 100 hours of Elden Ring and I'm done, don't want to play it anymore. Or they just don't feel drawn to the game again. And then again, lots of people saying, I'll just wait for DLC. Or I don't like PvP, so I don't want to do the Coliseum. Or maybe they do like the Coliseum. Maybe, they just did it and then that'll do. Oh, I should go grab that. But it's not nice. It's... I see this with, I suppose, the discourse around any good game is people when they stop playing it and they go, well, was it really that good if I can't keep playing it again and again? And then they'll say, I played Dark Souls 3 and, I happen to have like the maximum number of characters you can make and just go through it again and again and again on different builds. But I've got multiple builds on Elden Ring as well, so it's the open world, it's too much to do, but then you've done it before, so you don't feel like you want to go through the catacombs, things again. There's a lot of talk about how to go back and, use randomizers on PC with the mods and then do the co-op mod and play with someone else and go through the whole thing together. And they're all, reasonable and well-intentioned, but you don't have to force yourself to come back and play Elden Ring. You can just wait for DLC or just maybe never come back. Doesn't make the game any less. You played 90 hours, 100 hours. That's a lot. That's kind of one of these things where as a gamer, you're in control of the validation that you receive. And sometimes it doesn't feel like that. So you feel like you're waiting for the game to lead you in a certain direction and give you the satisfaction of playing it. But, ultimately you do control that. So you don't have to come back. You don't have to force yourself. You don't have to come up with excuses telling people why you're not playing the game. You're not playing the game. You're not playing the game. Don't. I just see so much of this, and so that's why I'm making this video. I just kind of wanted to maybe talk about a couple reasons. Things you can do if you want to try again. If you don't feel like it, just again play something else you feel like playing. I mean, always sort of. This kind of you can come back and just do like a randomizer run and it may be more interesting and it may actually make the game different and fresh and new for you. You could try all the mods and things, be Bill Clinton, all that sort of stuff. You could role play if it's interesting things you could do. Just try different builds. If you didn't use magic, use all magic, or use a specific weapon. Challenge yourself. That's the kind of the nature of Souls games, is they've always relied on replayability through personal challenge. So you challenge yourself, I'm going to use this weapon, or I'm going to, no blocking or no dodging, or always level 1, or, not going to use this weapon, not going to use that. Mostly just not going to use this or that. And that's how the games have survived. So I feel like Elden Ring isn't any different. It just... the nature of the world and the design of the world is really, really clever. And I feel like people don't quite appreciate it sometimes when they talk about, I did everything. I slowly went through the whole thing. I've done everything. And I'm like, you sure you've done everything? Because I've made multiple characters and each time found new things. And going, wait a second, I searched that whole area thoroughly, and then, there was other things I missed. I was like, what? And I'm watching someone else stream Elden Ring, and I'm like, what? I never went in that little spot. And it's just, there's so much nuance to the world design and, visual illusions and hidden areas that you just sort of, maybe they don't have the rewards. Like, they're not totally necessary to go to, but they are there. So there is nuance and, intriguing little zones and things in the game that you can access. It's a big bloody world. It's bloody massive. But at the same time, if maybe you got to play the opposite to how you first played. So you went through the first time, you took your time and you explored every nook and cranny. Maybe the second time you just fly through it. You see how fast you can beat the game. You do like a speed run, I think when people talk about speed runs and then they're doing glitches and teleporting from the starter zone across to and doing all sorts of crazy stuff, it's a bit intimidating and doesn't really advertise speed runs as a meaningful way to play the game for people who haven't done them before. But in reality, most speed runs are just like dance steps, and you just follow the same dance steps as everyone else until you got the optimum one, and that's just whoever can perfectly execute their maneuver gets there first. But you don't have to do that. You could just I try to beat the game in under 10 hours, and then you go less than that or more than that, and you see how you go. It can be a personal challenge, because personal challenge is the lifeblood of Souls games. And you can apply this to any game you play. And maybe you already do. Maybe you don't think about it so obviously or so at the forefront of your mind. Maybe subconsciously you do have these personal challenges. And that's where you derived meaning and satisfaction from playing the game. Or any game. So like FIFA, you just wanted to win as many matches as you could online, or you just want to contribute, score goals. Or Call of Duty, you're trying to help your team win. You don't always win. Sometimes you get some stomped, but you just want to fight hard. You want a camera grind. You would think you want to work really hard to get that skin, so you have that somewhat tangible reward that you can look at and go, I worked hard and I earned that, and you get value from that. And maybe you want to go through a new game plus 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way, and just keep going through new game pluses. And you feel there's a value in that and getting really high level and becoming super powerful. And it's all okay. And not playing the game again is okay too. Kind of just want to... Yeah. You don't have to come back. The game will be here. The PvP is the only thing that's being... Oh, someone defeated Shabra. The PvP is the only thing that's constantly being... Well, not constantly. It gets updates. Its PvP gets updates. But the actual base game, they're not going to change it. They're only going to maybe add DLC later and we'll see what happens. But this is going to be a great game. A legendary game for the next 10, 20 years. Until we're on, high-tech machinery and this is just an old game that doesn't look very good. Which would be interesting to see how things develop in the world of gaming. Whether we hit a peak in quality of world design or things like that. But the artistic merits and all that, you could just look at the world a different way. I think it's one of those things that if you change your perspective, you see different things. And that can be how you play the game. So, one of the things I've done, subsequent playthroughs, is I always skip catacombs. So any new character I make, I'd never go into catacombs. I just skip them all. I find no value in them in the multiple playthroughs. But maybe I do a challenge where I have to do every single one of them. And it becomes a challenge because I've done them before and I know they're a pain in the ass at times. Maybe I've got to do all the hero graves. Have I done them on this character? Where's the hero grave? And that's that one. I don't think I even... There's one there, isn't there? Oh, whatever. But yeah, the hero graves with the big chariots. And you challenge yourself to do them all and destroy all the chariots. But ultimately, if you don't feel it, don't force it. You don't have to force it. You don't have to force yourself to play the game. If you're someone who didn't get very far into the game, it is what it is. Now, if you want to come back and try again, power to you. If you don't feel like coming back and trying again, power to you. No one's blackmailing you into playing Elden Ring. If you feel like there's like a social pressure to play it because all your friends played it, then I find that kind of sad. Because it's such a good game, but it's like I don't want to. Again, don't want to pressure you into playing. Don't want anyone else to pressure you into playing. You should, play it when you're ready to play it. God damn it! Who put a goddamn note where I was goddamn sitting? What is this note? Okay, fine. Maybe you want to get lots of appraisals to your messages, and you want to put them in the perfect spot. Okay, I'll get it. Oh, have I got it? Oh, I don't have it on. Bloody hell. What do you even do with Aeonian butterflies? Alright. There's been a small, short talk as I die from rot. God damn. Yeah. Play Elden Ring when you want to play Elden Ring, on your own terms. Enjoy the game. Try to enjoy the game. Or play it in the most painful way possible. Dual wielding a great shield. Or, the impossible no weapon run where you just punch everything and it takes 10 million years to kill one dude. Alright. It's been Frosty510. Catch you next time. Peace.